Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear audience, ladies and gentlemen, in this very special occasion, allow us, I'm Sri Wahyuni and my colleague Frimadhona from Universitas Negeri Semarang to present our paper entitled Evaluation of the Pre-Service Teachers Teaching Variations in Online Learning. This is the outline of our presentation containing introduction, methodology, findings, and conclusions. Let's begin with the introduction. As we know that in education, one of the important components is teacher. Teachers play a critical role in education in general and in teaching learning in particular, in which teachers help shape the future of young generations. Therefore, teachers are demanded to master content knowledge, pedagogical and technological competence. Literature shows that teachers with adequate knowledge and skills of pedagogy would likely enhance their teaching quality and students' achievement. Teachers' pedagogical skills can be translated into some aspects such as introductory procedures and closures, reinforcement, questioning, explaining, variability, grouping, and classroom management. With regard to the scale of giving variations, teachers are responsible for creating such an interesting classroom environment by means of diverse skills of variability. According to Sydney et al. 2003, teacher scale of variability comprises of three aspects. First, teacher manner and personal style. Second, instructional materials and media. And third, teacher and students' pattern and levels of interactions. Considering the importance and critical functioning of variations, therefore, the present study intends to explain how student teachers' teaching style variations are realized in online learning, to explain how instructional materials and media variations are realized in online learning, to explain how interactions variations are realized in online learning, and finally, to explain how the pre-service teachers perceive the realization of the teaching skills of variability in online learning contexts. Let's continue with the methodology. The present study adopted qualitative approach with a case study design involving 30 semester 6 students majoring in English education and studying speaking for instructional purposes class. Virtual classroom observations, document analysis, and interviews were employed to collect the research data. Methods of analyzing data followed Ritchie and Spencer 1994, consisting of familiarization, identifying a thematic framework, indexing or coding, charting, mapping, and interpretations. The following are the findings, and let's continue with finding 1. The first finding relates to student-teacher style variations realized in online learning. The student teachers have varied their teaching practice through voice, gesture, eye contact, posing, and focusing, but not a movement. Variation in the voice can be seen from the rising and falling intonations. Gesture variation is limited only to facial expressions. Teacher's eye contact can be seen during their interactions with the students. Focusing can be seen from the ways the teachers put emphasis on certain expressions. During classroom interactions, teachers sometimes need to pause for some reasons. For example, teachers give questions and let students to think some time, check if students followed the lesson and understood the explanations, or allow students to discuss particular topics. In relation to movement, as mentioned previously, teachers has extremely limited space to move in online learning. Therefore, teachers would not vary their teaching learning activities by means of movement from one place to another. Next, The second finding relates to student teachers instructional media and materials variations. Instructional media and materials in the form of visual and oral variations can be well performed but not tactile variations. Visual variations can be realized through the use of videos, pictures, PowerPoint presentations, functioning as both the learning materials and media. Oral variations can be performed by the teachers, for example, when the teachers try to introduce to the students by using recorded audio and video taken from YouTube channels for listening activities. Meanwhile, for tactile variations could not be revealed as the teaching and learning practice was mainly using video conference such as Zoom meeting and Google Meet. So in the context of online learning, there is no opportunity for students to touch or manipulate objects and materials of instructions. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my part, and the following section will be presented by my colleague Ibu Frimadhona Safri. Ibu Dona, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Sri Wahyuni. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with the finding 3. Student-teachers interactions and activity variation relies in online learning. Variations in interaction and activity can be identified from the ways the teachers engage all the students as they actively participate in the class by responding to the teacher's questions and doing exercises. The teachers provided students with activity variations by listening to the song from the videos and participate in the games, as well as read some example of dialogues. The next finding is finding 4. Student teachers' perception of the realization of the teaching skill of variability in online learning. There are 2 points in the finding 4. First, the application of technology can create variation of classroom language. For example, can you hear my voice clearly? Don't forget to submit your attendance on WhatsApp group. I will share my PPT. Can you turn on your camera, students? Please unmute your microphone if you want to say something. We will use Google Form for today's quiz. Am I audible? Okay. The next, still use the still about the finding 4. Use technology, provide the student teachers with wider opportunities to vary their instructional activity by means of material and media. In here, please, the student teachers talk. The teacher not only uses PowerPoint presentation as a learning tool, but the teacher can also take advantage of certain applications such as My Quizzes, Kahoot, Menti.com, Jamboard, and other interactive applications. In addition to this application, teachers can also take advantage of certain videos, audios, and images that are related to learning topics. By utilizing this application, pictures, videos, classes will be more interesting and encourage students to enthusiastically participate in class. In addition, teachers can use Google Form to measure student pre-learning and post-learning abilities. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the next conclusions. There are 4 points in the conclusion. First, the participants have varied their classroom activities through voice, gesture, eye contact, pausing, and focusing, but not a movement. Second point, the student teachers alter visual and oral variation, but seem to seems to be difficult to execute tactile variations. The third, teachers' activity and interaction variation can be accomplished through various activities such as questioning and responding. Fourth, the student teachers perceive positively that use of technology enables them to vary their teaching by means of technology-based classroom language, various internet-based media, and learning resources, authentic materials, and use of application to encourage teacher-student and student-student interaction. Next is about pedagogical implication. In pedagogical implication, there are 2 points. First, this finding could be a reference and basis for developing learning material for speaking for instructional purposes course in which due to technology use, classroom language undergoes very much development. Second point is about the finding implied educators provide with standardized technology-based classroom language. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.